Hi friends, I Narsimharao Yarramneni. Today we are discussing important topic that is nothing but states of matter. Before going to discuss this topic, I just ask some questions or explain some topics what are discussed in the previous. Okay, here in atomic structure we discussed about what is an atom. What is an atom? Atom is a fundamental particles for all the substances. It means atoms are combined to form molecules. That molecules are combined or attract with each other to form a substance. Okay, here in this atomic structure we know that what is an atom, how the structure of an atom, what are the fundamental particles are present in that atom. Okay, all these are discussed in atomic structure. In chemical bond, how that atoms are combined to form molecules, what is chemical bond, types of chemical bonds, all these are discussed in the chemical bond. Okay, in this chapter we will discuss about the states of substances. States of substances. For example, if I take one example, that is nothing but water. This water is formed by the oxygen combination of two hydrogen atoms and one oxygen atom to form H2O molecule. Here these are called atoms. These are called atoms. This is called H2O molecule. Here in case of substance, this molecule is converted to substance. Here n number of H2O molecules are aggregate with each other by the some interactive forces. By using some interactive forces, it forms substances. That substances existed in three different forms. Three different forms. They are water, it is a liquid state substance, and another one is ice, it is a solid substance, and another one is steam, it is a gas substance. In all these substances, the chemical composition is H2O. The chemical composition of water is H2O. The chemical composition of ice is also H2O. The chemical composition of steam is also H2O. But state is different. And moreover, here we have to refer one term, new term, that is nothing but bulk property. What is bulk property? Bulk property means in all chemical system we have to refer familiarized by the bulk property. Bulk property means the property of substance when aggregation of the all molecules. It means it is quite different from the individual particle. Here this is one H2O molecule. Here this H2O molecule is dry. It means not wet. But all H2O molecules are come closer to each other to form a substance. This water, in case of n molecules of H2O, it is in wet form. But in individual case it is not wet. But in bulk phase it is wet. So that is called bulk property. Okay. So in all chemical systems we refer the bulk properties. Okay, rather than the individual properties. That is the difference between the bulk. It means the molecules behave different in bulk phase as well as individual phase. That is the difference between the bulk property and individual property. Okay, now what I am asking here, all these compounds are having same chemical composition even though they existed in the different physical states. Why? Why means it depends upon intramolecular forces. It depends upon intramolecular forces. And moreover, in all these conditions, all are having same chemical properties. Same chemical properties. Okay, but the rate of reaction depends upon physical state. Rate of reaction depends upon physical state of substance. It means the rate of reaction is more in gas. Gaseous phase substances react more than liquid phase substances. Liquid substances react more than solid substances. In case of solid substances, the rate of reaction is slow. Here, the rate of reaction is slow. In case of gaseous substance, the rate of reaction is high. In case of liquid substances, the rate of reaction is moderate. Okay. So, all the reactions are carried out in liquid phase by using solvent. Even though the reactant or catalyst or the reagent is maybe solid state, that is converted into liquid state by using suitable solvent, then it can be carried out. Why? Because liquid state reactions are moderate. That's why we conduct the reactions in different states. In this chapter, in these states of matter, we discussed what are the differences between the different phases of substances. Okay, all these substances are more or less interconvertible with each other by change the temperature. By change the temperature, these are interconvertible. We can convert the ice into liquid, liquid into steam. Here, this is called melting point, the temperature at which solid is converted to liquid, liquid converted to gas. The temperature at which the solid is converted to liquid is called melting point, or the temperature at which liquid is converted to solid is called freezing point. Similarly, the temperature at which the liquid is converted to steam is called boiling point. Boiling point. Like that, and the temperature at which the solid is directly converted to gas is called sublimation point. Sublimation point. So, some of the substances directly converted to solid to gas. That process is called sublimation. Like this, all the substances are converted from one form to another form. Okay, here now we discuss about what are the types of intramolecular forces present in this water or liquid, solid and gaseous phases. What is the difference between the three phases? Okay, why the same molecule is existed in different forms with vary with temperature. Okay, let's we discuss about this. Let's we discuss about the intramolecular forces. These intramolecular forces are two types. One is attractive forces and another one is repulsive forces. If you take, already we discussed in modern theory of chemical bond, if you take H2 molecule, here this H2 molecule is formed by the combination of two hydrogen atoms like this. Here in this H2 molecule, here each atom contains one nucleus, that is nothing but this is atom A, HA and this is HB. Here this is the nucleus of Na, this is the nucleus of Nb. Here two electrons are present, that two electrons are nothing but one is Ea and one is Eb. Electron of first hydrogen atom A and electron of hydrogen atom B. Okay, what I am saying here, two type of attractive forces and repulsive forces are present here. Okay, the attractive forces are that attractions are present between nucleus of Na and electron of Ea. Nucleus of Na and electron of Ea. Similarly, nucleus of Na and electron of Eb. Okay. Similarly, another attractive forces are nucleus of Nb and electron of Eb. Similarly, nucleus of Nb and electron of Ea. There are totally 4 type of attractive forces are present in this molecule. Similarly, repulsive forces are also present in this molecule. They are repulsive forces are between the nucleus of Na and nucleus of Nb. Here repulsive forces are present. Similarly, electron of Ea and electron of Eb. Here also repulsive forces are present. Like this, 2 type of repulsive forces are present and 4 type of attractive forces are present in every molecule. In every molecule. Here we discuss about only repulsive or attractive forces. We discussed about only attractive forces. That attractive forces are nothing but van der Waals forces. These van der Waals forces means the attractive forces present in the molecule is called van der Waals forces. Is called van der Waals forces. Clear? Okay. Here these intramolecular forces are further classified into intramolecular forces means there are 2 types of intramolecular forces are there. One is attractive forces and repulsive forces. The attractive forces are called van der Waals forces. These van der Waals forces are further divided into 4 types. They are London or dispersion forces. Second one is dipole forces. And third one is dipole and individual dipole forces. And fourth one is hydrogen bond. Fourth one is hydrogen bond. Here, these forces are classified into different types based on their type of molecules involved. Type of molecules involved in that or type of atoms involved in that attractive forces. They are classified into these 4 types. Here, the hydrogen bond is quite different. Hydrogen bond is quite different from the rest of the 3 forces. Why? Because this hydrogen bond is possible only in certain conditions. Only in certain conditions. That's why it is separate from the remaining forces. Okay, it is also one type of attractive forces. It also tend to stabilize the molecule, but is quite different from the remaining one. Okay, the remaining forces does not need any condition, but hydrogen bond needs some conditions. That's why it is quite different from the other forces. Clear? Let's we discuss about dispersion forces or London forces. Generally, this force is observed in case of non-polar atoms or molecules. Non-polar molecules or some atoms. Okay, for example, if you take 2 atoms or molecules like non-polar molecules or 2 atoms like A and B. A and B. Here, all charges are equally distributed. All charges are equally distributed. If this is considered as a and this is considered as a B. Here, the distance between these 2 molecules very high. Very high. If these 2 molecules are come closer to each other, then the charges are distributed unsymmetrically. When the 2 molecules are come closer to, this is step 1. In step 2, the 2 molecules are come closer to each other like this. The 2 molecules are come closer to each other. Here, unsymmetrically is produced in molecule A like this. It means in that right side, here electron density is more. Electron density is nothing but negative charge. In left side, nucleus density is more. But in case of symmetrical molecules, the nucleus density at the center of the molecule or atom. But in case of this unsymmetrical distribution, Both are in unsymmetrical stage. One side is enriched with positive charge, another side is enriched with negative charge. Due to this unsymmetrical nature, the dipole is, this is called dipole nature. Here, atom B, in atom B also, in this case, atom B is symmetrical, even though it is symmetrical. In step 3, due to polarity of or unsymmetrical nature of atom A, unsymmetrical nature is also produced in atom B. That is called induced dipole moment, induced polarity due to the polarity of A. In step 1, both are unsymmetrical, both are symmetrical, means both are symmetrical, both are non-polar. But in step 2, one of the molecule becomes polarized when come closer to each other. In step 3, both molecules are polarized with each other. Unsymmetrical distribution takes place. Here, in this positive and negative charges, here attraction is generated. Due to this force of attraction is called London forces or dispersion forces. Due to the dispersion of charges, unsymmetrical dispersion of charges, this force is developed. That's why it is called dispersion forces, or this type of force first observed by the London. That's why it is called London forces. Clear? Okay, let's we discuss about the dipole forces. Generally, this type of forces are observed in polar molecules. Here, in case of polar molecule, the best example is HCl molecule. This is a covalent bond. Each covalent bond means the hydrogen having one electron react with chlorine. Both are shared one pair of electron to contribute to one pair of electron to this bond pair of electrons. Okay, bond pair of electrons like this. Here, this bond pair of electrons are mutually shared by the hydrogen and chlorine. Instead of mutual sharing, due to more electronegativity of chlorine, that electrons are moved towards the chlorine or strongly attracted by the chlorine. That's why the partial positive charge and partial negative charge is developed at hydrogen and chlorine. Here, the partial positive charge is developed at hydrogen and partial negative charge is developed at chlorine. Similarly, in another molecule is also same polarity is developed like this. Here, this is chlorine. If it is, this is hydrogen. Here, partial positive charge and partial negative charge are developed at chlorine. Now the new type of attractive forces are generated between the electronegative or partially negative charged atom of chlorine in one molecule and partially positive charged atom of hydrogen in another molecule. Due to this, these molecules are attracted with each other. Similarly, this hydrogen is also attracted by another chlorine. This chlorine is also attracts the another hydrogen. So automatically each HCl molecule is combined with other two HCl molecules. Due to this, all HCl molecules are aggregate, combined together to form a substance. Okay, this type of forces are observed in polar molecules. Like polar molecules, the best example is HCl. In London, our dispersion forces are observed in non-polar molecules, quite different. Okay, London dispersion forces are observed in non-polar molecules. This dipole forces are observed in polar molecules. That is the difference between them. But both forces tend to close the molecules. Okay, that is the difference between dipole forces and London or dispersion forces. Here, the important point is this type of attractions, interaction energy interaction energy, in both cases, interaction energy is inversely proportional to sixth power of distance. It means interaction energy is proportional to 1 by r power 6th. R power 6th. Okay. In this case also, means in case of dipole-dipole forces or London dispersion forces, the interaction energy is proportional to 1 by r power 6. Here r is called distance between molecules or atoms or ions. If this distance is increased, interaction energy is decreased. It means this type of interaction energies depends upon distance between the two molecules or atoms or ions in a substance. If the distance is increased, interaction energy is decreased. So, when atoms are come closer to each other, then only this force of attractions are applied. Otherwise, it can't apply. Okay. Here we discuss about the dipole-induced dipole forces. This type of forces are observed in polar molecules and non-polar molecules, between polar molecule and non-polar molecule. Here polar molecule means already polarity is developed in a molecule. For example, best example is HCl molecule. Here in this molecule is polarity is developed. So one side is partial positive charge and another side is partial negative charge is present like this. Here right side is partial net, it means it is an HCl molecule. Okay, that's why I represent like this. Partial positive charge is present on one side and partial negative charge is present another side. Okay, here in this molecule, this is B molecule, non-polar molecule. Here there is no polarity. Here there is no polarity. It is symmetric. Charge is distributed symmetrically. Non-polar molecule. Non-polar molecule. This is called polar molecule. Now the distance between these two molecules is very high. In that case, there is no attractions or repulsions between the two molecules, polar and non-polar molecule. Once that molecules are come closer to each other, due to the polarity of this molecule, in polarity is also developed in this non-polar molecule. Polarity is also developed in that non-polar molecule. So automatically dipole moment is produced. Dipole moment is produced like that. That dipole moment is induced due to this dipole molecule. In this non-polar molecule, dipole moment is induced. Induced means produced. Due to this dipole molecule, that is called dipole and induced dipole. Induced dipole means newly generated. Newly generated. It is possible only come closer to each other. Come closer to each other. Okay, here when these molecules are come closer to each other, the partial negative charge and partial positive charge is also developed in this molecule. So now the attractions are takes place between these two molecules. Okay, so this is called, here this dipole moment is called induced dipole moment. It is already polar molecule, so it is dipole, it is called induced dipole. So the attractions present between the dipole molecule and induced dipole molecule is called nothing but dipole induced dipole forces. Okay, in all these, in case of van der Waals forces, or in case of dipole-dipole interactions, or in case of dipole-induced dipole cases, the interaction energy, it is the most important point. The interaction energy is inversely proportional to sixth power of distance between that two atoms. If distance is, interaction is decreased. In case of solids, it means the molecules are in stationary phase. Okay, the interaction energy is inversely proportional to r power 3. R power 3. So these two formulas are most important. These two formulas are very important. Okay, clear? So interaction energies are inversely proportional, that is proportional to 1 by r power 6th times in case of moving particles, in case of moving condition, in case of stationary conditions like solids. In solids, all molecules or particles present in that substance are in the stationary phase. There is no movement between the molecules. That's why in that case the interaction energy is proportional to 1 by r power 3. 1 by r power 3. So this is like this. Okay. Let's we discuss about the hydrogen bond. Hydrogen bond is a special type of bond. Here it is nothing but it is simply defined as a weak electrostatic force of attraction between positively charged hydrogen atom and negatively charged electronegative atom like fluorine, nitrogen, oxygen are called hydrogen bond. The best example of hydrogen bond is HF molecule. HF molecule, hydrogen bond between HF molecule. Here generally the partial positive charge is developed at hydrogen and partial negative charge is developed at fluorine due to the electronegativity difference, due to the electronegative differences. Okay, here similarly in another molecule is also the partial positive charge and partial negative charges are developed like this. Now the interaction between this partial positive charged hydrogen and partially negative charged electronegative atom is called hydrogen bond. This is called hydrogen bond. This bond is represented by like this dashed lines, like dashed lines. Okay, here this is only possible if electronegative atom present and electropositive hydrogen atom is present. Then only hydrogen bond is formed. Otherwise it can't take place. So this is the special condition. And another condition is in case of hydrogen bonds are two types like intermolecular hydrogen bond, intramolecular hydrogen bond. This is called intermolecular hydrogen bond. Intermolecular hydrogen bond. This is inter. Inter means between the two molecules. Hydrogen bond is present between the two different molecules. For example, this is one molecule and this is another molecule. So hydrogen bond is present between these two molecules is called intermolecular hydrogen bond. Another one is intramolecular hydrogen bond. In this intramolecular hydrogen bond, in between the molecule and in the same molecule, it means in the same molecule. It means in the same molecule. That is called intramolecular hydrogen bond. The best example is orthofluorophenol. Orthofluorophenol. Here this is called hydrogen OH group. When OH group is attached to benzene is called phenol. If fluorine is attached at ortho position is called orthofluorophenol. Here the hydrogen bond is present formed between this partially positive charged hydrogen atom and partial negative charged fluorine atom. In this case, hydrogen bond is formed only the distance between this partial positive charged hydrogen and fluorine is less. Otherwise, in the ortho case only it is possible. But in case of metafluorophenol and parafluorophenols, it is not possible. This is the condition. Only at this condition only possible. Ortho condition only possible. In para condition it is not possible. In meta condition it is not possible. So conditions must be made. That's why hydrogen bond is different from the remaining intramolecular forces. Okay, here the order of forces. Is among that intramolecular forces. We have the order of forces. The order of forces we can be written like this. Here the order of intramolecular forces or strength of the intramolecular forces is decreasing order. If the dispersion forces is considered as 1, so 1 is less than dipole forces, that is nothing but 2, or dipole induced forces are nearly same, that is equal to 3, it is less than fourth one, that is nothing but a hydrogen bond. So if this dispersion forces or London force is considered as a 1, so 1 is less than 2, that is nothing but dipole forces. 2 is similarly equal to 3, that is dipole induced dipole forces. Why? Because these are the interactions between the partial positive and partial negative charge. It is less than the hydrogen bond. It is less than the hydrogen bond. And also these bonds are less than the metallic bond. This metallic bond is less than the ionic bond. Okay, in between these two, covalent bond is also present. Covalent bond is less than ionic bond. So like this. This is the order of energies. Order of energies like that. So first one is weakest. This is strongest. Ionic, metallic, covalent, hydrogen bond, dipole, induced dipole, dipole forces, and first one is weakest forces. Dispersion forces, London forces are weak forces, and ionic bond is the strongest bond. Okay, these are the forces, different forces present in the different molecules. This is the strength increasing order. Strength increasing order. This order is the very important. This order is very important. Sometimes they ask which is more strongest bond, which is weakest bond, increasing order, decreasing order, like that they are asked in different manners in objective exams like IIT, JEE and MCET exams. Okay, so this order is the very important. Thank you.